Hey class, today is Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. I'm not here today, but you have to be good for the sub or you'll get a week's worth of detention. Students will be able to use rules for angles formed when a transverse cuts two parallel lines. We're starting chapter 13, angles and triangles. And it's pretty much the start of geometry. As we go through this video, I want you guys to get the definitions down on the left-hand side right here, and also the drawings that I do. You'll notice that I'll switch back and forth between the worksheets. Save this worksheet and you'll get the first stamp. To ask for the pass today, you must have the first page done. It will look like this. Again, for the sub to give you a pass, you need to have this complete first page done. Going back, our words today are supplementary angle, complementary angle, opposite/vertical angle, parallel, transversal. You can pause the video right here to get these words down. There's going to be a couple more words after I pause the video. Welcome back. The other words are exterior angle, alternate interior angle, alternate exterior angle, corresponding angle, and adjacent angle. So get these last couple words down too. All right, so we're going to work on geometry angles. And the first angle that we're going to learn is called a supplementary angle. So turn your page right now, and you should be looking at the same page right now. So our first word is supplementary angle. And the supplementary angle are any angles that add up to 180 degrees. So if two angles add up together to be 180, they're called supplements of each other. Supplement and supply come from the base word in Latin, so that's where they sound alike. Think of it like as two angles supply each other so they can form a straight line. The weird thing too in geometry is they don't even have to be put together, but they can be supplements. If you look at this example right here, and we'll call this example A, and I'll call this other example example B. If you look at example B, the angles aren't even connected, but because 30 plus 150 equals 180, they're supplements of each other. The next kind of angle that we're going to learn is called a complementary angle, and that's any angle that adds up to 90 degrees. Complementary and the word complete come from the same word in Latin, and they always thought back in the old days that a 90-degree angle was a complete angle. 90 degrees in math is called a right angle. So to sum it up, supplementary means any angle that adds up to 180, and complementary is any angle that adds up to 90. Now let's try filling these blanks. What is a complement of 35 degrees? So let's think about this. 35 plus what will get us 90 degrees? Well, let's subtract 90 and 35. We have to borrow. That's going to get us 8. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. We've got 55 degrees. So the complement of 35 is 55. Here's our next one. What's the supplement of 110 degrees? So 110 plus what will get us 180. I'll do this next example in purple ink. So let's get 180, and we'll subtract what? Let's circle our numbers. We got to subtract it by 110. So 180 minus 110, I'm going to get 0, 70 degrees. So the answer is 70 degrees is the supplement of 110. So let's go down and look at the other picture. We got a parallel line cut by transversal. Let's box in the word transversal because that's one of our math action words for this section. So cut and transversal. Now, a transversal is this. Can you guys write this down in the front of your Cornell page? A transversal is a line that intersects, that's a fancy word for cut, two or more lines in a plane at different points. 8 angles of the following types are formed. So again, write this in your bell work area. If you look at this picture, this black line is called line T, and that stands for transversal. He goes right through these other 2 lines, the green line of M and the purple line of N. So he cuts them or intersects 2 lines. And because he does that, we have 8 little crossroads right here, or 8 angles. Let's go back to the worksheet. So we're looking back at this now. Now we have our transversal, and I'll highlight it right here in yellow. So that's our transversal, and then the 2 parallel lines are these left and right lines, and they'll never touch each other. Because they never touch each other, they're called parallel. And now make them glow green. All right. So now we have to find our vertical angles. Vertical angles, all right. So vertical angles are just a fancy word for opposite. What angles are opposite of each other? Well, if you guys watch what I circle in blue, A is opposite of D, and I'll circle the other opposites in red. C is the opposite or vertical of B. So here's what we're going to write in our box right here. So our vertical angles or the opposites are A and D, B and C. If you look down below, and I'll erase a little bit, E and F and G and H are also opposites of each other. So I'm going to circle them. So the other one was E and H, that's a pair, and also G and F, they're other opposite angles. And when they're opposites, that means they're going to equal each other. Even though they're opposite on the opposite side, they're equals. So the next word is interior angle. So right now, I want you guys to write these words down. Exterior angle and interior angle. Exterior means any angles on the outside of the parallel lines, and interior are any angles on the inside of the parallel lines. Draw this picture on your bell work and write down these words on the bell work page. A quick reminder, this is what the bell work page is right here. And here's the words. I'll have the sub pause it right here. Welcome back. Right now I want you guys to turn back to the worksheet. So interior angles are anyone that's inside the parallel lines. So let me erase this up real fast so we can see. So who's in the inside? The inside means where the parallel lines were going left and right. So who's inside of it? Well, we've got C and D. And who else is on the inside? Well, that's E and F. So C, D, E, and F are the interior or inside angles. Our next word is alternate interior angle. So alternate interior means kind of like they're opposites, but they're facing the inside. So the guys that are opposites but facing the inside are this. Our first pair, I'll do this in blue, is going to be C and F. So let me write this in blue. we've got C and F. Who's in the inside but opposite of each other? Well, that's also D and E. And I'll circle them in red. So alternate interior angles are the inside angles, but they're opposites. I apologize about that. I didn't read that correctly. The guys who are opposite of each other are C and F and E and D. So I'll circle that better and read it off better. So what you're going to write in here where it says alternate interior angle are C and F. So there we go. Alternate interior angles are C and F and E and D. I'll erase it right here so you can see a little better. So it's E and D, they're right across from each other, but they're opposites. And C and F, they're right across each other, but they're opposites. But all of them are inside. Exterior angles are our next words. And that's any angles on the outside. So that's going to include A and B and G and H. So I'm looking at the outside guys. A and D, A and B, and G and H. Alright, so exterior are everyone on the outside, A, B, G, and H. So alternate interior means outside, alternate exterior means outside, but they're opposites. So the outside opposites, that will be A, and his opposite would be H, and then the other opposite guy would be B, but his opposite is G. So let's write that down right here. Alternate exterior. A and H. And then the other one is G and B. I'm not going to turn A and H into yellow because it's hard to see. But if you guys look right here, G and B are green and those pairs are green. Our next one is a corresponding angle. Turn to your Bellward page and write this definition. Alright, so on your Bellward page, a corresponding angle are two angles that occupy corresponding positions. Draw out this picture onto your Bellward page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So again, draw this picture right here. And then once you're done, turn back to the worksheet. For our worksheet, our corresponding angles are this. I'll do this in purple for the first one. A, he's in the same corner as E. Now our next pair is this. I'll do this in blue. B is in the same or corresponding corner as F. Do you guys see a pattern right now? I'll do C now. C, his partner is what? He's in the left-hand corner. Same with G. And the last one I'll do will be in yellow, and that's the letter D. D matches with H. So let's write down who our corresponding or matching pairs are with. Again, the first one is A and E, and then the next one was B and F. Then the other one was C and G, and the last one was D and H. This goes for our corresponding angles. If you have a hard time seeing that, I'll put this box open right here, and I'll have the substitute pause it right here. Our next word is adjacent angle. An adjacent angle is any angle that shares a common corner and a common line. So let me erase this part right here. An adjacent angle. So who has kind of a same corner? Well, A and B share the same line and the same corner. So they can say they're adjacent. So we have A and B. The other one would be B and D because they share the same line and the same corner. And then D and C also share the same corner and line. So A and B, B and D, C and D. So that's the top part right there. What can you guys think about this bottom part of the picture? Who are adjacent or neighbors with each other? I'll give you guys a couple seconds to think about it and then write down your answers. Welcome back. Let's compare your answers to what our notes are going to say. We're looking at this bottom part, E, F, G, and H. So let's figure out who are neighbors. So for the other ones, it's E and F are adjacent or neighbors. F and H and G and H. Right there. So that's the last part of this first box. Let's go on to this next one right here. I know there's a lot of vocab and we're doing a lot of drawings, but it'll pan out more when we get done with this overview. So many angles are in this situation are equal. So all these words mean right here in this box, they're going to be equal to all this other stuff. So here we go. A vertical angle is equal. So if vertical angles are equal, that means A equals D and B equals C. And the last two are going to be E equals H, and the final one is going to be G equals F. So that's vertical angles. That just means all these opposite guys are equal to each other. So that was vertical angles right there. Corresponding angles. So I'll write this in red. Corresponding angles means we've got A equals E. So A equals E. B equals F. C equals G. And D equals H. Alternate exterior angles are equal to this, and I'll type this in green. So we have this. A equals H and B equals G. And I'll type this here in green. So this is for alternate exterior angles. So A and H, they're alternating, they're opposites, but they're all outside. And B and G, they're opposites, but they're both outside. Alternate interior angles are these, and I'll type this here in, let's see what I'll type this in. But the answer for this one is going to be C equals F and E equals D. All these guys are opposites, but they're inside of each other. And I'll do this in purple. Adjacent angles form supplementary angles. So right now, I want you guys to figure out on your own which one of these guys would add up to 180. I'll give you the first two clues. I know A plus B equals 180, and that's because they form a straight line, A and B. Also, I know A plus C equals 180. What about the other letters? Pause the video right now and figure out what other combinations will get you 180 or a straight line. we've got a long list. Alternate angles form supplementary. It's A plus B, A plus C, D plus C, D plus B, G plus H, E plus F, and F plus H. Interior angles that do the same, it's C plus E that equals 180. So we're looking for the inside ones. And what's another inside angle? Well, we got D plus F equals 180. Exterior are this. A plus B equals 180. And what's the last outside angle? Well, that's going to be G plus H equals 180. All right. Right now, this ends the first video. This first page, if you're done, will get you 1 stamp when I come back. The second page will be completed on Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, I need you guys to go on to code.org.